Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Tigers ace Justin Verlander has absolutely dominated the Royals over the years. In fact, his 22 wins against KC is the most he has had against any team in the big leagues. JV trying to keep that good mojo going tonight. Tigers go for 2 in a row on a gorgeous night in Kansas City. Game 2 in the series featuring the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pep alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for Game 2 in the series and give you JV on the mound tonight. He has not done very well on the road this year, but good numbers here at Kauffman Stadium. Hopefully that'll hold true.
You know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because he's actually pitched on the road fine over his career, but the numbers don't lie. 2-3 on the road this year, 2-0 at home. He's got over a 7 ERA. It's like a 1.6 at home. But he'll pitch well here. He always has. He feels comfortable. And the park is more like Comerica. It's a pitcher-friendly park where he's 13-5, so he'll feel comfortable going into tonight.
All right, now JV gave up 3 home runs in his last start in Houston. What do you expect out of him tonight? What are you looking for?
Well, the first thing is he has to keep that fastball out of the middle of the plate. He gave up those 3 home runs, and when he's pitching good, he gets them on the edges. And you get a good hitting team right there. Marwin Gonzalez right here doesn't get the ball in. You're in a behind count. Now we're going to take a look at some fastballs on the edges. You want to be on the edges up. You want to be on the edges away, on the edges inside, and then down. And the pitch that really I think he's been underusing is his changeup. This is the equalizer. He works that to the left-handed batters off of his fastball. He has not had a good grip or a good feel for it all year, but I think he's been working on it in the bullpen, and it'll be effective tonight if he can get that pitch.
All right, now on the offensive side of things, we're starting to see some better things out of Miguel Cabrera. I noticed you've noticed some things about Miguel that are showing some signs of improvement.
Well, what I really liked about Miguel Cabrera last night is he was talking after the game. You know, we talked last night about how tough the road trip was, and it's been a long, gruesome road trip. Guys were tired, but after the win last night, Miggy was talking, and this team follows Miggy. And, you know, he just has been a little off. Something's been a little off. When you're struggling, you try to tell yourself, go the other way. The ball doesn't finish good, and it slices to right field. Then all of a sudden, he hit the bullet last night to the second baseman. And that I saw him sitting back. He gets this one off the end. He's just really, really close. Then I just saw the swings become more aggressive, more aggressive. Then with the big 2-run single over the top of the pitcher's head right there. I think that he's been working on getting his head from tipping over the plate. Just that little movement right there makes him come around the ball. He doesn't have the balance that he normally does, but I think he's feeling it. I think you're going to see Miguel Cabrera's apples start to catch some air and hit balls into the gaps and out of the ballpark like we know he can.
All right, Tigers trying to make it 2 in a row tonight. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios, check in with Matt Shepard. Coming up tonight, the Tigers have to find a way to slow down Salvador Perez. He's had big numbers against JV. Stay with us. Tigers Royals, Game 2 minutes away.
City is the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, located in the historic 18th and Vine District, right next to the American Jazz Museum. Inside those walls are the many stories often not heard about baseball before the integration of the game in 1947. The president and director gave us a personal tour, which we will bring to you tomorrow on the pregame show of Tigers Live. How long is it? How long does it need?
But it's also America.
Yeah, I didn't know. You said it might be short. It might just be a VOSO. Among the many must-sees here in Kansas City is the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, located in the historic 18th and Vine District, right across from the American Jazz Museum. And inside the walls tell the stories of so many of these great ball players that played before baseball integrated in 1947. We're talking about names like Cool Papa Bell, Josh Gibson, Larry Doby. The list goes on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kansas City. I'm Johnny Kane. We had a chance to get a personalized tour with the director and president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Bob Kendrick, and he had this to say about the museum's significance.
It's important because it represents the history of this country. It is America at her worst, but it's also America at her triumphant best. And it is a precious piece of baseball and Americana that very few of us knew anything about. It's not documented properly in the pages of American history books. So countless generations of us have gone through our formal educations without knowing one of the most significant chapters, not in just baseball history, but in American history. And that history comes to life here at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
And we will have much more of this coming up on Tigers Live pregame tomorrow. But straight ahead, Justin Verlander says there's something he just likes about this ballpark. Maybe it's the 13 wins and the 22 career wins he has overall against Kansas City. We'll talk to JV's dominance next.
Series, and here is the starting lineup for the Tigers tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Dixon Machado in the leadoff slot tonight. He'll play second base, then Castellanos and Cabrera. V-Mart is the DH, J.D. Martinez in right, Justin Upton in left, Hicks, Jones, and Iglesias, your bottom three against KC, and they're also facing the left-hander. His name is Eric Skoglund, presented by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors.
First career appearance, first major league appearance, major league debut. 5'4" and 5'9". He had the 9.2 innings pitched, 20 hits and 16 runs down in AAA. His last two, though, 14 innings pitched, 9 hits and only 5 runs, but he did give up 3 home runs. He's facing a guy named Justin Verlander, who has 2,400 innings. So he's got a few to go to catch him, and a guy named Miguel Cabrera. So very exciting time for any major leaguer to break into the ranks and play against some special people in the history of the game. And
the lefty Skoglund ready to go to work. Dixon Machado will stand in. He will be the first big league batter he faces, and Machado looks at a strike. We're underway tonight.
2 ways to go here if you've never faced a guy. That is to make him throw strikes. You know that Skoglund's got to be really excited. May not look like it, but he's got an elevated heart rate, I will promise you that. And hopefully that he has trouble finding the plate. Keep the pressure on him. This first inning will be the toughest probably of his career.
Skoglund is 24 years old, born in Sarasota, Florida. 1 ball and 1 strike on Machado. And Dixon looks at a ball outside, 2-1. Well, the heart has to be racing to be sure for Skoglund.
6 feet 7 inches. About around 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Does have a curveball.
Chopper to third, diving stop, Moustakis, and he'll throw him out. Dixon had a hit taken away by Moustakis.
Good defense right there. Let's take a look at the Kansas City Royals starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Out into the outfield, Alex scored again in left field. Lorenzo Cain in center. Jorge Bonifacio in right. Moustakas and Hosmer, the bookends have been here forever, at first and third. And Escobar and Merrifield up the middle. Salvador Perez behind the dish again.
Great play by Moustakas, diving to his left.
Yeah, he took one away there.
And Moustakas, or Moose as they call him here, is known for his defense. There's a foul back out of play. Castellanos in the 2 spot tonight for the Tigers.
Nick really been struggling on this road trip. His last 5 games, 3 for 20. But I tell you, he's had a good attitude, a lot of energy walking around, good belief, and it feels like today's going to be the day. Or I should say night.
There's a high fly ball to right field, hit fairly deep. Bonifacio going back to the edge of the warning track to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down.
Those balls that he was hitting to right field earlier in the year were carrying more. You see it just kind of fade off to the right field line instead of have that backspin on it. He's just not quite getting to those pitches to put good backspin on them, carry it out of the park.
Here is Miguel Cabrera now with 2 outs. So Skoglund in his first 2 big league at bats gets a ground ball and a fly ball. Although he got some help from his third baseman Mike Moustakas. Miggy batting .266 now, 5 home runs. And he'll look at a ball outside, 1-0.
My guy.
You had the first overall pick and picked the stick.
Picked it early this morning, 6 a.m. You guys usually don't pick until like 5:30.
Well, nobody gets up at 6 a.m. on our crew. There's a ball outside, 2-0.
I do.
I woke up and there it was on my phone, the text. Now on Miggy.
First pick, first time this year, I believe.
Then I went back to sleep. 2-0 on Miguel Cabrera.
So exciting.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's in there, 2-1. Skoglund, as Gibby mentioned, is 6'7", 210. Went to high school in Sarasota. 3rd round pick of the Royals a couple of years ago. And Miggy swings and misses, 2-2.
A little sneaky on that fastball. He's 6'7", so it means he's getting rid of the ball much closer to the home plate area. They started 60 foot 6 inches on the rubber, and he's releasing that out probably 6-7 feet from that starting spot. So that's getting up on you faster than the 90 mile an hour would suggest. Chris Young, another pitcher they have on their staff, he's 6'10".
Yeah.
He's pitched for a long time using that to his advantage.
And Cabrera takes inside, 3-2.
That's the young kid. He's been shaking off Salvi Perez a little bit.
That's kind of odd, isn't it? Kid making his first big league start. 3-2 pitch is high ball 4. It'll be a walk for Cabrera. So Miguel is aboard with 2 outs. Here are the field conditions tonight, presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. And the temp is 81 degrees at game time, mostly clear.
I have a malfunction here.
Okay, so.
Did you shut me up?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to draw your.
It's cool and humid.
Okay, we'll go with that. All I saw were a couple of arrows pointing down.
Yeah, we got somebody enacted something. It's not going to work for me.
Here's Victor Martinez. Bouncing ball right side, out of the reach of Hosmer into right field. And Cabrera pulls into second base. A bouncing single to right for Martinez.
Victor smartly uses that opening over there. Miggy over at first base. Hosmer has to hold him. You see a nice hole over there. Inside outs it all the way. Not trying to pull it. Miggy has to duck, let the ball go over his head. That'll leave it up to J.D. Martinez. He's been in the right place at the right time. Lately, 3-run home run last night. Helped the Tigers with the 6th-run 5th. About a 3-run first to start off this game right here, J.D.
Skoglund dives, one in for a strike. 0-1. Martinez with 8 home runs in his first 17 games off the disabled list. And his jolt last night happened in the 5th inning, as Gibby mentioned, and that gave the Tigers a 6-3 lead. It was back and forth most of the night. Tigers prevailed, though. Big swing there, and the count is 0-2.
And I pointed this out last night. You can check the Fox tracks right there. Both pitches elevated. They're trying to keep the ball up and in on J.D. Martinez. The home run last night was low in the zone, and he crushed it. So they're going to try and keep it up top, jam him, try and speed his bat up. They're going to try and keep it out of the lower part of the zone, though.
That'll bounce away from Perez, not far enough, though.
That's what you call a chase pitch there. Just kind of a purpose pitch. Makes it 1-2. I don't think you're going to see any strike breaking balls or fastballs down middle to middle in. Not by design anyway. They're going to keep it up on him.
Cabrera at second, Martinez at first with 2 outs. Just off the plate, the entire infield was a step or 2 back to the dugout.
That's was that Tim Timmons back there?
It is.
I mean, he might have got blocked out by Selby Perez here. That ball's right at the bottom of the zone. Timmons, looking at the data on him, suggests he doesn't miss many. He's about a neutral guy.
Swing and a miss. They got Martinez to chase, and that'll end the inning. First big league strikeout for Eric Skoglund. Four-legged furry friends are joining us here this evening. They're watching Justin Verlander tonight.
So cool and relaxing.
I know it. Verlander presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
JV trying to minimize the homers. Use that fastball change to the lefties, fastball slider to the righties. Usually bounces back after a loss, and I'd like to see him think about pitching to some earlier contact as well.
Alcides Escobar will lead things off for the Royals.
Put so much effort into all of his starts.
And a wave and a miss. 0-1 on Escobar. Alcides in the ball game last night, 2 out of 4, but he is having his worst big league season. 179. No home runs, 11 driven in. And he has yet to steal a base as well. Bender drops in for a strike on the outer edge. 0-2. Verlander surrendered 3 homers in that last start after the Tigers gave him a 3-0 lead in Houston.
You know he was disappointed in that. That doesn't happen very often.
Escobar rolls it foul.
Well, he's at the Tigers. He's 4-3 this year. I added up. Could have easily have 3 to 4 more wins. I think he's pitched well. 2 times he would have gave up 1 run He did not get a decision on either of them. But you got to keep pushing along. Hopefully it all evens out.
Swing and a miss. He got him to go fishing, and Escobar is gone. First strikeout for JV. The rest of the lineup that he will face tonight, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. He saw Escobar. He'll be followed by Moustakas and Kane. Hosmer batting cleanup, and Perez, who has tortured JV pitching. Meanwhile, Bonifacio, Moss, Merrifield, and Gordon rounded out. Merrifield almost hit for the cycle last night.
He's crushing lefties, not righties. So good matchup for the Tigers against Merrifield tonight with JV on the mound.
Here's Moustakas. They're playing the shift on against Moustakas deep to the right side. That's Machado on the grass in short right field.
Hitting 209, and this is his shift average. 417 no shift, but he has very few no shift at bats. That's on his last 120 short short liners and grounders. So when you see guys shifting, it's usually for a reason, and that's those numbers bear that out.
Here's a ground ball foul down the first base line.
You can see why the Tigers have 3 right in this area here. Ooh.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
New toy. How'd that sound, that hot rod?
Sound effect too. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
Crowd meter.
Bouncing ball right into the shift. Machado in the grass. 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense tonight here in KC. Jay up, Jacoby Jones in center, and JD Martinez in right field. Across the infield, Castellanos at third, Iglesias at shortstop. Dixon Machado gets to start at second base with Miggy over at first. John Hicks behind the plate as well. JV chucking good so far beginning of this game. Victor Martinez, of course, the designated hitter, will not be seeing any defensive responsibilities tonight. That's a good job, by the way. Just go to hitting.
It's a great job if you can get it. Lorenzo Cain slices one toward right field. JD is on the run, still going back, and he'll make the catch. It's warning track.
2 out of 3 guys again swung at the first pitch. You're going to have to make good pitches tonight.
1, 2, 3 for Verlander, and 1 in the books here in KC. City. Now time for the AARP Getting to Know Eric Skoglund, and here's some facts about Mr. Skoglund.
And number 3 prospect, led the Texas League, under 134 strikeouts last season. A lot of things he's going to remember about the first inning he's ever pitched in the big leagues. That first inning will be special to him. 18 pitches, 10 strikes is one of them. See if the Tigers can't make some adjustments here and greet him the other way this inning, now that the formalities are over.
You'll probably remember the great defensive play by Moustakas in the first batter he faced, and then striking out J.D. Martinez for his first major league strikeout. Justin Upton stands in as we go to the second. And Skoglund fires a strike right down the middle. Breaking ball dropped in. 1 for 5 last night for Upton.
Big base hit, started off a rally.
Drilled to right field, and Bonifacio will cruise back to make the play.
A little sneaky there. Got deep on Jay Up. Down towards the trademark instead of the barrel.
Here's John Hicks getting the catching call tonight. Avila takes the night off with the lefty on the mound.
So Alex was headed for the training room. He's played a lot this year early in his utility role, but it's turned in a little bit more this year. That gives John Hicks a chance tonight. Of course, James McCann on the disabled list, but I think the stitches were in his hand still yesterday, so it's going to be a while yet. Never seen that happen, the hand split open from getting hit.
There's a pop-up foul back out of play. Well, McCann, they're hopeful, will not need much more time than the 10 days in the 10-day DL.
He's still working out because, again, it's right on the end of between the end of your, I should say, the base of your little finger and your wrist, right there in the big meat part of your hand. It's just split open.
Up and in on Hicks.
Yeah, 5 stitches or something like that.
Yeah, and that's all he needed to close it, but until they can get those stitches out, shouldn't be much longer after that. Chop foul, 1-2. The count stays on Hicks.
Well, everybody is going to have guys miss games on the DL this season. You see the lineup for the Tigers. J.D. Martinez, of course, starting on the disabled list out of spring training, but is now here. And James McCann at 6 games.
Wave and a miss.
Really mixing speeds. Got the fastball, the curveball, and now the cutter.
Second strikeout for Skoglund. 2 gone here in the second for Jacoby Jones. Jacoby out in center field tonight is 1 for 7 in the road trip. Loop one foul back out of play. Mentioned that Skoglund went to high school in Sarasota High School, which is the same school that produced Ian Desmond and Scooter Gennett, a couple of big league players. Now Eric Skoglund.
I remember when I was a young kid, when my grandmother lived in Sarasota, the Royals right here had their academy down there.
Right.
So that was my big, whoa, I want to go there soon. I thought, well, this is really something. Fortunately, I got to go to Lakeland instead, but it's kind of a cool thing for a kid, and obviously this youngster probably knows where that facility is as well.
Skoglund went on to play at the University of Central Florida and was a freshman All-American there. Looks pretty cool, calm, and collected here in his big league debut. Here's the 1-2.
Wonder if Jacoby's faced him down in when he was at Omaha and Toledo. These guys met in the minor leagues. Did not look that up.
Jones has not really had a whole lot of success this year at the big league level. Still trying to find his footing. After homering on opening day in Chicago, Jones is still very highly thought of by the Tigers. Great defensive player out in center field, can run.
Don't forget he can play other positions as well.
Little chopper to third, foul.
Unfortunately, he got hit in the face with the pitch. You can see the mechanism on his helmet right there that's protecting him from where he got hit previously. It looks like it would be restrictive to me, but once you get hit there, trust me, you don't want to get hit again.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Skoglund has struck out 3 in the ball game. Tigers go in order. The Royals dugout there on the headsets, and I noticed between innings Brad came out to have a chat with Tim Timmons, the home plate ump.
Might be a lineup discrepancy. Somebody batted out of order. It's one of the possible things that could went on.
Meanwhile, Brad being called over now.
Nobody's coming out, so I could be wrong on that.
Not sure what else it could be, though. But whatever it is, it's been straightened out.
See, he had the phone off the hook there. The bat phone.
Well, it's going to be Hosmer, Perez, and Bonifacio here in the second. Facing JV, who got him 1-2-3 in the first. Hosmer takes ball 1.
Hosmer with the home run last night. He's been red hot, hitting almost 380 in the month of May for the Royals. Not a lot of power, but did go deep off Frankie last night to left field.
Healthy swing there by Hosmer. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I believe that looked like a good changeup right there.
This month, Hosmer has been going off 366. He homered in last night's game. There's a bouncer to second. Routine for Machado. 1 gone. And we check in now with Johnny Kane.
Hi, Mario. It's Bark at the Park Day. Seems like every time we come to Kansas City, we seem to catch them on this day. And they're out here. They're out here in full force. We're out here down the left field line. There's this full-size golden doodle. Name Ramen Doodle with a full-on Royals baseball uniform with a batter's glove even in the back pocket. And they've got a hole cut out of the back side of the pants to pull the tail through. It's creativity out here, Mario.
Oh,
Johnny,
beautiful.
any cats out there?
No cat. You can hear them out here with pugs, collies, golden doodles.
Bark back at them, see if they respond.
That bark.
Look at the batting
As
glove.
they say, the bark is louder than the bite. You know what I mean?
Do a nice high-pitched bark.
No way, man.
Johnny, did you bring a scooper?
No, but I'm telling you, man, there's everything you need out here.
There you go, right there.
That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, where are my
Johnny.
pants at? Oh, I'm sorry, the dog borrowed them.
Look at those pants. I mean, they're Franklin pants. I mean, these are legit. It's what the players wear.
Came right out of my collection.
That's great. That's right, Gibby. You played here, so they probably are yours.
I have some drawers from KC.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Bonifacio. And Verlander, who threw just 9 pitches in the first, so far has rifled through 5 batters, no problem. Power for Bonifacio, 7 home runs. He's batting .273. Fouled out of play. 0-2.
I referenced last night, I watched a little bit of tape on this kid, and I saw him sit on some breaking balls. He recognized them very well to get me over, so I would be very careful if I was the Tigers tonight on throwing that get me over breaking pitch when behind in the count, or the first pitch get me over.
Heater that time up top, and he missed 1 and 2. Bonifacio hit 5 home runs on their recent road trip. Driven down the right field line, but slicing foul.
JV got good velocity tonight, 96 right there, right on the outside black. Does everybody know what the black part is?
The edge of the plate.
Is that part of the plate?
Sure.
Is it in the strike zone? By definition.
By definition, no. That's driven toward left field and up and going back. Can't get it up against the wall. Bonifacio going to second, and he pulls a double off the left field wall.
That ball looked like it had a lot of plate. He's quick down in there, boy. Got to that. Bullet over J-Up's head. Pick it up, lob it in.
First hit of the ball game for the Royals. That'll bring up Brandon Moss now. 4 doubles for Bonifacio. Moss comes in .308 lifetime against Verlander.
Tell you, he's hit .429 off lefties this year, 157 off righties. He's another one of the guys with reverse splits. Salvi Perez is a reverse split guy as well. His average is not where he'd like it, only hitting 190. Does have 9 home runs though. He's got a lot of sock, a lot of juice. Only 14 RBI, so it's kind of a feast or famine for Brandon Moss.
By the way, you know about the special nugget tonight between our battery, Verlander and Hicks? Little inside information.
Well, bring it on.
They went to the same high school in Virginia, Goochland High School. Now, they weren't there at the same time. In fact, JV played with Hicks's older brother, but they both went to the same high school, and now here they are, a battery in the big leagues.
Wow, that's cool, huh? Small world.
No balls and 1 strike on Brandon Moss. Bender in there.
Nice backdoor piece right there. You can see JV working the outside corner, down and away on Fox Tracks, trying to keep the ball in the park, make Moss reach and extend so he loses his effectiveness. He wants to pull the ball to the gap.
Swing and a miss. Moss is out of there, and that's all for the Royals. They will waste a 2-out double. Second strikeout for JD. We're barking in the park tonight here in KC. So far, no score after 2. No score, top three in Kansas City tonight. Game 2 in this series. Tigers won the opener last night, 10-7. A wild back and forth affair. Pretty quiet so far tonight. Skoglund and Verlander have been good. Here's Jose Iglesias to get it started for the Tigers in the third. And Iggy looks at a strike 0-1.
This young kid has come out throwing strikes. 7 of 8 pitches, first pitch strikes.
Good night last night for Iglesias, 3 for 4. And he's had himself a pretty good road trip. 9 hits on this road trip. Skoglund, the big lefty, brings home the 1-1. Popped him up. First base side for Hosmer. And one gone. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Dodge. Test drive a Dodge Challenger or Charger at the Dodge Memorial Day sales event going on now. And by Kroger. Here in the city of fountains, Kansas City, where the Tigers and Royals are going at it. Here is Dixon Machado. In there, strike 1 on Machado.
Here's another first pitch strike right there. Really hit the zone.
Little pop up. Short right field for Merrifield, and 2 away.
Now 9 of 10 first pitch strikes.
That'll bring up Castellanos with 2 outs. Nicholas fly to right field deep in his first at bat. So when you face a guy like Skoglund, or really any guy making his major league debut, you really don't have a whole lot of video to go on because all he has done is played in the minor leagues to this point. How do you prepare?
No, you do have video. They get video from the minor leagues now, but you never really got to experience the actual competition between the mound and home plate. You've never really seen his motion. You don't understand how well he hides the ball. All those things. That's why I believe in taking some pitches early when you haven't seen a guy.
Bonifacio going to the corner, and he'll make the play on another deep fly ball out for Castellanos. 1-2-3 for Skoglund.
At the bottom of the third, Whit Merrifield, young kid, Royals 9th round pick back in 2010, had what a night last night. Home run there into his left field off of Daniel Norris. Then he went for a triple down in the right field corner. J.D. Martinez couldn't catch up, going into the wall right there. Then he gets the double down there. J.D. gets around and cuts this off, and then came up for his last at bat, needing only the easiest single for the cycle. That did not work out. I think he popped out, and Tigers got Merrifield's got the Tigers' attention after last night. Pretty good game.
Can't spell wit without hit. 289, 6 home runs for Merrifield. And a huge night last night. He's got the longest active hitting streak right now. There's a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Merrifield to be followed by Gordon and then Escobar.
Merrifield's hit 400 off of lefties. Only 244 versus righties, so JV being the righty, they have a little bit of advantage over what Daniel Norris did last night. Staying away. Last night I pointed out that he looked like he was standing off the plate quite a bit, and he hit the balls basically middle. Looks like JV and John Hicks trying to extend the zone out to the outside corner, make him reach, take that power out of his hand.
Here's the 1-2. That'll get back into the seats. Verlander certainly has felt at home on this mound, to be sure. In his career here at Kauffman, an ERA of 2.98. And 13 of his 22 career wins against KC have come here. It's a pretty good ratio right there.
Real good. Throw a lot of strikes. I wonder if Ned Yost will put somebody in motion along the way here with all those strikes. Get a guy on, get somebody moving.
Missing high with the slider, and the count now is 2-2.
One of the reasons you see the swing rate highest in Major League Baseball, the Royals. Walk rate is almost last. So JV's trying to pump them in, get the swings, get some early outs. No free passes.
Ned Yost led this team to the World Series championship in 2015. Three and two. That'll get back out of play.
See Merrifield just really shortened his swing up right there. Let that ball get in on him and just fouled it off. It's one of the 2-strike approaches that many can take. So hard not to jump out there and want to pull that ball. Got to concede yourself, give yourself up a little bit. Let it come to you.
Another foul back out of play. Merrifield still battling. Eight pitch at bat now for Merrifield. Royals actually went to the World Series in back-to-back years in 14 and 15. They were defeated by the Giants in 14. That's in the air down the right field line. Long run and out of play.
Miggy's going to need a timeout. It's his second trip down there for this hitter.
He's not breathing hard. He's all right.
It's kind of a, you got the tarp down there. You've got where the dugout comes there. You got it's a little obstacle course down there.
So Merrifield now has turned this into a 10 pitch at bat, number 10 coming.
Get it in, but not down and in.
And another foul back out of play.
Remember, he hit the ball kind of down and in last night out of the park.
Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game. Presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Meanwhile, Verlander steps off the mound, regathers. The battle with Merrifield continues. And another foul back out of play.
How many is that? 14?
11. 12 coming up.
No, you just said it was 10 pitches, 3 pitches ago. Am I sleeping over here?
Yeah, I think you are.
We're getting multiple feeds.
3-2.
Still pretty good at bat, huh? The longest that I've seen this year. Get him, JV.
And he walked him. Well, that'll bring a big cheer from Merrifield.
I think that came from an 0-2 count. Well, let's take a look at the bat. That bat really quick right here. You got to count him. That's where they're all ended up right there. And he walked him. 12 pitch at bat officially.
That is official, sir. Leadoff man on here in the third. It'll bring up Alex Gordon. What is the best at bat you've seen in the big leagues? I'm sure it has to be in terms of battling and battling and battling. That Bergman at bat, I think.
I would say that ever. Dave Bergman's at bat. And he even swung at a few pitches that were in the dirt and fouled them off. And he was way out of his front foot and hit out the facing for a homer. Merrifield does have 4 steals already this year. You want to keep an eye on him.
Swing and a miss.
Simo and I did a little back and forth about Alex Gordon. The numbers say he's having trouble hitting the fastball. But when you do that, it leaves you so open because you can kind of try and cheat, get the bat going early. Leaves you so susceptible to the off-speed pitch, which you just saw right there. And we did it different ways. Like when I was like that, I'd look breaking ball because it made me slower, and I didn't jump at the ball. Simo, much like Alan Trammell, they never got out the fastball. But I always say when guys tell me that you were a better hitter than I was, because I could not stay fastball because I'd get so geared up I'd jump at the breaking ball. So we're both thinking of the same thing, but we're just using different methods to accomplish what we're trying to do.
Well, different things work for different people, I suppose. You guys are different hitters. Tram, boy, he was something to watch with the stick offensively.
He was gifted.
Elements inside.
Tell you, I like to hear is more and more movement to get Tram into the Hall of Fame. Like to hear the sponsorship. You've got to have that. He belongs in there. It's a no-brainer, and hopefully the momentum will continue to increase. Tram gets there shortly.
In the air to center, not very deep.
Tagging.
Jones backing up. Runner will tag. Merrifield on his way to second. Throw going to be late. With Merrifield, gets himself into scoring position. One gone, time for a game breakdown with Matt Shepard, Craig Monroe. Immensely, Shep. I think that one of the calling cards for the Indians this year was their starting rotation. They really haven't performed like many thought they would, including Salazar. Trevor Bauer, he's always been one of those guys on the fringe, had the great stuff, but just never consistent.
We had him in Arizona. We drafted him in the first round. He's a little bit different, and everybody had to learn to understand each other. Golden arm, threw more than anybody. He's got some quirky things about it, but I really like Trevor, and I always saw a lot of ability in him. He's got the tools to do it, and I think he's understanding the game. and he's going to be a very, very good pitcher for a long time. He can throw for like nobody's business. I think he feels like he can throw 150 pitches a game. Somebody to be reckoned with for the Tigers when facing Cleveland.
Strike out 11 straight guys.
Good stuff.
And that's astounding. 1 ball, 1 strike on Alcides Escobar. Trying to drive in a run. He'll drive this one to the gap in right center. Jones on the move.
Well, Bauer has about 9 pitches, you know.
That's true.
He does.
I know.
They tried to get him to simplify it all the way down to 6. Now it's time for the Bernstein advantage.
JV appears to have it over Moustakas, doesn't he?
Justin Verlander has the Bernstein advantage over Mike Moustakas. 10 for 58, 172 average only 1 extra base hit. But I tell you, I've been on the end of some of those. Doesn't mean you can't get them.
0 for 1 in the ball game for Moustakas. He bounced to the second baseman Machado in his first at bat.
You have to really work yourself mentally.
Moustakas was hitless last night, but he did draw a couple of walks. Only George Brett has hit more home runs as a Royals third baseman in the history of the team than Moustakas.
George stopped in last night, said hi. Ex-teammate, Hall of Famer, great guy, great teammate. Right there, Mario.
Foul straight back. Yeah, I was ready for it.
You were moving.
I was not moving. The thing was right in front of me.
We have that on tape. Are you serious you weren't moving? Are you serious?
I was not moving. I did this.
You flinched. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I said, bring it to me. Let's go.
Are you being honest?
No. This is what I did.
That was a gimme, too. That would have just floated in here nice.
Yeah, you're right. It had a lot of loft under it. Wasn't coming back hard, but oh well.
Could ever catch one, that would have been the one.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus, by the way. Appreciate it.
It's not. They're not under the bus.
He called me out.
Honesty.
Yeah, he called me out. Now the 0-2. Oh, sawed him off. Someone better get there, though. Miggy, quick flip. Got him. That'll end the inning. No runs. They get a walk and get a man to second base. Coming up for the Tigers, it'll be Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, JD Martinez.
Top 4, Tigers and the Royals all knotted up 0-0. Now we're talking about things that you might remember. Iggy's first at bat, looks out at the youngster. Gives him a little recognition. I'm watching the book, though, is what he's saying.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool. From a certain Hall of Famer.
Yeah, welcome to the big leagues type of tip of the cap from Miguel. He'll get things started here in the 4th. And Skoglund throws a strike. Got ahead of Miguel in his first at bat, but ended up walking him. And Cabrera's done a lot of that recently. 2 walks in last night's ball game. Wave and a miss, 0-2. Skoglund had a 7-pitch third. He got him 1-2-3 in each of the last 2 innings, so he's been pretty good so far in his big league debut. Swing and a miss, and Cabrera is down on strikes.
Got 3 pitches too. He's obviously sneaky. He's got kind of a long arm motion. Looks like he closes 93 mile an hour right here. Kind of up in the zone. Something funky about him. Tigers are not seeing him, picking him up very well.
Here is Victor Martinez, who singled to the right side of the infield in his first at bat. There's a strike call on Vmart.
High is 95, low is 76. That would be the curveball. The lower, the obvious fastball, 4-seamer at 95.
You're right. That is a sneaky 95. Off the end of the bat, foul. And the Tigers just do not seem to be getting comfortable swings here. Well, Castellanos has hit a couple to the wall or almost to the wall in right field.
Well, Victor's been trying to go out this way, but he's been getting that ball a little deeper than he wants to, and he's not getting it in fair territory. Again, Skoglund sneaky.
Breaking ball missing away. 1-2 on Martinez. 309 in the month of May for Victor. Here's the 1-2.
Victor very slow in April. Only 3 extra base hits. May has been picking up. Average is up, on-base percentage is up, and the power. 9 extra base hits, 3 times as many as he had in April.
Some quick math right there.
Oh, please.
Here again is the 1-2. High, ball 2.
Thank you for the sarcastic compliment.
There was nothing sarcastic about that. I was simply pointing out the fact that you timed 3 by 3 and got 9.
Ooh. How long do you think I learned that ago?
At first grade, maybe. The 2-2 is fouled off.
You're very engaging tonight. Sitting in the woods on me. You got me set up or something?
Well, no, you called me out on that foul ball, so get a little chippy up here.
Well, I saw it good, and I saw you moving, so I thought, is I missing something?
What's going on here? Hud and Ryan Lefevre, the broadcast crew for the Royals, almost got one.
Look at Hud's got one in his hand. I think he carries that ball around everywhere he goes, though.
He does. Another foul back out of play.
Because we're having this little conversation about catching a foul ball, you know one's coming up here.
A foul ball. And I would welcome it as long as it has plenty of loft under it. Meanwhile, Victor now putting together a 7-pitch at bat.
Everything to the left of that cable is yours, and I'll take everything to the right.
Okay. Here's a chopper foul. So Martinez putting together a nice battle here. JD waiting on deck. Tigers tonight have their lineup loaded with right-handed batters against the lefty. In fact, all 9 are right-handed batters. Whereas Victor is a switch hitter batting right-handed.
Something happened.
Victor now being tended to by Kevin Rand. Something on that last swing.
You always think about the oblique, and he's had a lot of knee problems as well. See if we can see anything on the replay. Didn't look like anything happened. He's gonna stay in there and hit a bullet, a linea somewhere.
And a chopper to the second baseman. On the charge there is Merrifield. And Victor is going to be out, 2 gone. The Tigers host the White Sox this Saturday at 4:10 p.m. and former Tigers pitcher Jack Morris will be participating in a pregame Q&A session at 2:45 in the Big Cat Court as part of the Alumni Saturdays. For tickets, visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Now with 2 gone, here's J.D. Martinez. It was a 9-pitch at bat for Victor.
Some good at bats on both sides.
High fly ball to right field, chasing Bonifacio back. Edge of the warning track to make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Skoglund. His most dependable player tonight, Justin Verlander, and you want to look at some of the best winning percentages against any opponent in the last 25 years. JV on this list.
Yeah, 4th at 22-9. That's a minimum 40 starts you can look at down there in the bottom. He's pitched great, really, for the Tigers. He's pitching a great game tonight. Still knotted, no score. Each team has 1 hit, and both have left 2 men on base. So it's kind of a interesting developing game right here.
JV has allowed a walk and a double in this game. That's it. And Lorenzo Cain starts it off in the 4th inning for the Royals. Cain, Hosmer, and Perez against the Tigers righty. On a line to right field, straight at JD. Ooh, that one almost jumped over his head.
You know, I was watching it. Didn't it seem like he was coming in a little short on that? And that ball really took off, really carried. Some backspin on that by Lorenzo Cain. JD brought it in. You say sometimes these line drives come at you and they take off. You get a little wind current there. Maybe the wind is blowing in down low. The backspin makes it rise, or I should say not sink. JD, good recovery.
Here's Eric Hosmer. Strike 1 on Hosmer. Of course, this right field is something that JD is going to remember for a while. You mentioned it last night, hurting his elbow last year, breaking his elbow, running into the wall here. And then last night kind of short armed the wall on a ball that was hit down the right field line by Merrifield.
Plus they've got that corner down there, so you're not running into a straight wall. It's actually angled back towards fair territory. It comes up quick. No fair territory down there. It's just foul territory. It's fair, and then it's seats.
2-1 the count. There's a look at that right field corner.
Yeah, right down in here. If it goes there, it can go all the way by you.
And you're working the arrows tonight, aren't you?
I didn't do a very good job there.
Here's the 2-1. 2-2.
I went and got somebody up there in the suites. Stay awake. It's headed towards a lot of fans. I know that. But hopefully somebody took charge.
Hosmer, a 4-3 ground out in his only at bat. He's been on base now in 31 consecutive home games. Homered last night. Hosmer right now sitting on 997 career hits. So he's angling toward 1,000. Bouncing ball third base side. Nick backs up. And Miggy holds out of the bag with a big toe. 2 gone. Check in now with Johnny Kane.
Oh, listen, Mario, you know, Kansas City has some of the best tailgating in all of Major League Baseball, and I speak from experience having lived here. Here at the Truman Sports Complex, not just home to Kauffman Stadium, but right across the parking lot is Arrowhead Stadium. So certainly they always talk about the Chiefs having the best tailgate in the NFL, but with it being the holiday weekend, Memorial Day, a lot of fans out there tailgating in advance of this series between the Tigers and the Royals. So we actually ran into, I should say, a pretty good contingent of Tigers fans being out there and playing a few games with them along the way. So anyway, you like to see the tailgate scene. We certainly love having a downtown ballpark. No doubt about it. But there is something to be said about having a destination, going there, laying the tailgate down, hanging out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know, soaking it in. Maybe playing a little ladder toss. You ever play ladder toss, Gibby?
Play climb the ladder. Oh, I see.
You see what
that's called? Yeah.
First toss.
How'd you
That's
do?
all I'm saying.
What one's the most points, the top or the bottom?
Hey, we just needed 1 point to win the game. That's what I went for. Playing percentages, pal.
Any other games you'd like to share they play out there?
Nope.
You guys done?
Nope.
Look at Johnny, he's blushing.
Johnny's big here.
Well, listen.
He's big here, man. I had someone come up to me after the game last night saying, "Is Johnny Kane in town with you guys?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I love Johnny Kane."
Yeah, that's crazy. That's probably my aunt. They're always out there.
She stalked him down.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
There's a breaking ball missing low. And the count evens now 2-2. That's Salvador Perez. He's been a nemesis of sorts for Verlander. Over 400 against JV in his career. You know, it's funny how JV can have the dominant stuff that he has. Here are the numbers. Billy Butler's on that list, over 400 as well. Those are 2 guys that really come to mind that really torture Verlander.
You can't really make any sense out of it.
No.
Those guys are all on somebody else's list as the easiest guys to pitch to. So Perez has somebody that owns him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You go through your career and it just happens.
Little chopper to shortstop. Iglesias. And Justin has himself a 1-2-3 4th inning. Tailgating is big here at the K. That looks good.
encounter, Miggy against the youngster. And, he struck him out both times, and he's got pretty funky stuff. Look where he's at. He's over here on the left side of the rubber, so there's a lot of angles, what we call angle right there. That ball is coming out this way, and Tiger hitters are really having a tough time picking it up. Again, I'm going to point out he's on the left side of the rubber. He's right here, and he's throwing out this way. And then he's coming around with that big, long 6'7" frame, creating a angle across home plate. It's not coming out straight at all. His ball does not tail. It's more of a cutting action. Now, if he was over in this, where his right foot is, that would be more advantageous to the Tiger hitters. I think it'd be easier. That's why he's messed with that and understands this is where he can be most deceptive.
Yeah, it's been very perplexing for Tigers hitters so far. As Upton flies to Gordon in left, one gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight retired now by Skoglund. He'll bring up John Hicks.
So that's 13 of 15 first pitch strikes by Skoglund as well. He's not intimidated at all. Somebody needs to give him a reason to be a little more careful.
Ball one to Hicks. Skoglund and Verlander are actually connected. I'm not sure they know how, but they are. They both were recruited and coached by the same coach in college. There's a chopper to third. Moustakas gobbles it up. And Hicks is gone, 2 away. So when JV was at Old Dominion, he was recruited and then signed Old Dominion by Terry Rooney, who then went on to coach at Central Florida and coach Eric Skoglund at Central Florida. Terry Rooney right now is the assistant coach at Alabama, but he knows all about these two guys.
I guess. Got to make him proud to have them both in the bigs, huh? And moreover, they're pitching against each other tonight.
And you can throw in Jeff Samardzija. He coached Samardzija at Notre Dame.
Did you see Samardzija yesterday in that San Francisco dust-up?
I did, actually.
He thought he was still in football gear. Well, he really flew out there.
Yeah, he moved quite quickly through that. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit outside. It was a little bit more than a dust-up, too.
That was more than usual. Usually they go out and talk it over a little bit, and everybody retreats, but they exchanged pleasantries yesterday.
Come on, Iggy, he's my guy, and pick the stick. He's 0 for 1. Oh, this is Jacoby. Take it back.
Bag it.
All right.
You want them both or what?
Get him on base.
Just take them.
Get him on base, then Iglesias. Take them both. 1 and 2 on Jacoby Jones. Oh, man. Way out of the strike zone, struck him out. 5 punch-outs for Skoglund. And a 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
pitch by pitch. Justin Verlander throwing a gem as well. Through 4 innings, only 1 hit. Only struck out 2, letting the Tigers take care of the balls in play. Only 1 walk. And we started talking in the open about using his fastball efficiently, and that would set up his changeup. You just saw the last 2 pitches. Very good, well-placed changeups. Had the Royals out front. So both pitchers have good stuff and got it going on tonight. So mistake-free so far. Got to keep it that way to win this ball game.
Verlander has Bonifacio to get it started here, then Moss, then Merrifield. No runs on 1 hit for both teams in this game. The only Royals hit from Mr. Bonifacio, a double with 2 outs in the 2nd. The pitchers have dominated tonight. Skoglund and Verlander. 1-2 the count.
Working fast is JV. A couple of pitches ago, we just looked at, thought that pitch, he went right on right change, and that's new for him. Usually doesn't do that. Now he's going to the slider. 2-2.
And he got him, strike 3. Bonifacio is out of there.
Good sequence. JV is really working quickly. You see the grip right there. It looks like he's got a fastball grip. Good movement, swing back action. Looks like it's going to start off the plate, and then you see it move onto the plate. 96, 2-seamer. He's got it working.
He struck out Brandon Moss in his first at bat. Fastball up and away, 0-1. Swung right through it. And Moss came in pretty good numbers against Verlander over his career, 308.
Don't want to hit it this way. Tigers you want him to, but if you're a Royal, you don't want to. They've got him played to the shift.
And 2 on Moss. We're in the 5th inning. Scoreless game tonight.
That's one of those where you're the hitter, you're thinking that's going to hit me. And you can't believe it doesn't. Looked like it had him, but Moss turned out of the way. Good purpose pitch by JV. 1-2 the count. 1 down, nobody on.
Was the pitch that Verlander got him on last time, but this time he laid off. 2-2 on Moss. Royals came into this game with a run differential of -53. In other words, they've been outscored by their opponents total this year by 53 runs. That is the worst run differential in the American League.
The Tigers are in the 20s, low 20s, being outscored.
2-2 is high, 3-2. What's your thoughts on the run differential stat, Gibby?
Yeah, they try and act like they can predict what's going to happen. -53 the Royals. Now I did have a team in 2011 with the Diamondbacks. We won the division with a negative run differential. But when we lost big. When we won, we just eked it out.
Right.
So in general, you're going to have to score more runs. You want to be in the positive territory, absolutely.
Two on Moss. Right back at the screen. Moss is well traveled. A lot of different teams, including Boston, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Oakland, Cleveland.
Had some success though. He's a good role player, veteran guy. Got some pop.
Moss hit 3 homers on their last road trip. Swing and a miss, and Verlander strikes him out again. Number 4 for JV. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded car company 3 years in a row. Two outs here in the fifth inning at Kauffman Stadium in KC. Tigers Royals, no score. Whit Merrifield will step in. He walked in the third after a lengthy 12-pitch at bat. In there, a strike called. Slider from JV.
70 pitches for JV, 49 strikes. Really been in command, had a lot of first pitch strikes. Really staying ahead in the count. Then working his pitches and only giving up one hit.
There are just sometimes when a guy walks to a baseball field, you expect him to do good things, and that's Verlander. He's just had so many good numbers here over the years. It's almost as if he's pitching on his home mound. He's dominated the Royals and doing the same again here tonight. And you brought this up earlier, pitching at a very brisk pace.
Yeah, he's getting it and throwing it. Hey, look, he's got 4 wins. He's beat the White Sox, Boston, Cleveland, and Arizona. All real good teams. Texas as well. The team won that. His decisions. 4-3 on the year so far. He deserves another one here.
Shot to third base. Castellanos safe at first.
We're going to check this one, I'm sure.
Call on the field is safe by first base umpire Will Little.
Now Castellanos took a nice drop step, but you got to move up through the ball, and he didn't do that. He stayed put, held his ground, and with Merrifield, he's doing it all. Remember, he tagged at first base last time on a fly ball. That angle looks like it's not going to get overturned, does it?
No. There's no challenge.
Watch him, he's going to try and steal as well.
2-out hit, then infield hit for Merrifield. On base again in the series. Here is Alex Gordon.
JV's really trying to keep Merrifield close over there. He did it so in his last at bat when he walked him. That's good, but you got to watch it. You try and get too quick. You do not want to throw it away.
That, by the way, extends Merrifield's hitting streak to 15 consecutive games, the longest active streak right now in the big leagues. Gordon flying to center in his first at bat.
Good job paying attention to him, keep him honest. Then you're going to have to hold the ball as well. These type of games, you never know. A guy gets on, steals the base. That was an infield hit.
We have told you this many times, but Verlander leads baseball in throws to first base.
When they boo, you know what you do?
Throw it again.
That's right. You really let him boo.
Here you go. Since the start of 2016, 336 times. And nobody's really even close. Delayed steal. Throw down. Tag. Safe. Merrifield took off late and he's in there.
He does it all. And the reason you delay is because the middle infielders, everybody's peeking out of the corner of their eye to see if Merrifield's going to go. Once they don't see him go right away, their eyes go to home plate and watch, they freeze. They don't get there. Late getting there. Merrifield, Hicks was ready to throw the ball, but Iggy a little late getting there, and it's a smart play. This kid does it all. Very heady player as well as gotten good ability. That's 2 different ways that he's advanced to second base from first base. A little bit unconventionally.
He has had himself a series. Merrifield a double triple homer last night. He's got himself in a scoring position now with 2 outs. Pitch total now 75. Swing and a miss. 2-1. steal number 6 for Merrifield. Wave and a miss again. Gordon left the strike zone there. 97 miles an hour from Verlander. 2-2.
JB really taking this into his own hands, isn't he?
We've seen this so many times in his career. Runners in scoring position. He adds a few miles an hour to that fastball. Now let's see if he can dust off Gordon. Popped up foul, back out of play.
'98 now, yeah, down to 80. You look at all those other pitches, they're somewhere in between there. You want to have good speed variation to try and keep the hitters off balance.
Two and two on Gordon, the number 9 hitter. He has not had a good year, just 9 RBIs.
It's actually his second year he struggled.
Fouled away.
Hit 220 last year. You know, remember Kansas City, that team is so young, the nucleus of guys, they developed most of them. Finally got their team right, won it in 2015. It takes so much out of you, and it's hard to recover. It really is. Sometimes it takes you more than 1 year, a couple of years, before you can get back. He's a 261 lifetime hitter, so
low in.
Certainly better than where he's at today.
But Gordon, to be fair, has also had a share of injuries, fractured wrist, and then that groin problem in 2015 that kept him out for a long while. Now again, Verlander wants Hicks to come out. Don't want to make a miscue here with the runner at second.
So the inning starts. Bonifacio takes a third strike. Moss strikes out. But Merrifield hits a topspin ball to Nick Castellanos, who has to back up, and it beats it out, then delay steals to second. Now we have a 3-2 count with Alex Gordon up, 2 down. Merrifield in scoring position, need to cut him down.
8th pitch in the at bat coming up. Bouncing ball to third. Castellanos gloves. He's going to run the runner back to second.
Nobody at third.
Nobody covering third, and now Iglesias gets there to make the tag, and the Tigers unconventionally get the out. Not the way you really draw it up, but the Tigers get the final out. When we come back, Gibby talks about the art of base running.
Shocker. On second base, Alex Presley's out there. The ball's hit. How long does it take him to react? About 0.7 seconds. He's on his way to third base, and there are a lot of factors that go into into motion here. How good of a jump did he get? Did he have to freeze on it? You see Clarkie's got his arms up at 3 seconds. He shuts him down. Now we go to another play in later. That's Iglesias out there. He does the same thing. Same start, 0.7 seconds. We get to third base, 3.1 seconds. But because of where the location of the ball is, Iggy's on to home, 6.2 seconds. That's kind of the art. We try and put it in lines and angles for you to see what makes a guy go, what doesn't make him go. There are a lot of reads that go on while the runner's in motion. Worked last night. Hopefully it'll work again tonight.
Meanwhile, Iglesias pops up to Merrifield, 1 gone. So the job of the third base coach, I mean, it looks simple from your couch or up here, but boy, there's so many things you got to consider.
Ideally, you're trying to get your right foot just off of the ground when the ball enters the hitting zone. So when the ball is hit, the foot goes down, you either advance or you return to your base. Now on Presley's behalf, the read that he had, he read line drive initially, so you don't get as quick of a read, so you have to freeze for a second. And that's why he was unable to advance. The ball was hit on 1 hop. He could not make it to home. And Iglesias was a little different. He got a better jump, probably. He got there in about the same amount of time, but the ball was not as close in the outfielder's arm, so he could throw him out. Close play, but if that angle is not right and that timing is not right, you don't score. It's an out call instead.
A razor-thin margin could be the difference between safe and out. Meanwhile, Machado takes the ball outside, 3-1. 14 straight retired by Skoglund, the rookie making his major league debut. And the Tigers have had some uncomfortable at bats against him. And Machado looks at a strike, 3-2. Dixon a ground down to pop up. Castellanos waiting on deck. We're in the 6th. Ground ball foul. Skoglund has shown us plenty tonight. A guy that from the left side has thrown in the mid-90s. He's kept the Tigers off balance.
Yeah, he's sneaky, and they have not seen him, so he's got him off balance for sure.
That's back up the middle of base hit. Machado has a 1-out single.
Okay, now Machado's on first. Now we're going to look at first and third. We have this from last night. Andrew Romine on a hit and run. Look at his angles. He's got to adjust. You're always thinking about how far you're running. This is what I call a 3/4 long leg. It's a nice route. You're trying to shorten your distance. Now we got Nick Castellanos up here at first base. He does not get a good secondary lead, but he gets a good route. Go ahead, let's run it, go. You're looking at the time. We got Jay up scoring there. Nick's behind him. You're always trying to make those circles and those angles and those curves smaller. So if you're running slower, you can run a shorter distance. If you're running faster, it's going to be longer. It's up to you, the base runner, to decide how you're going to go. Now we got Machado on first base now, and you're in a tight game right here. Those little things determine whether you score or not.
Well, Castellanos has hit a couple of balls to deep right field.
Back.
Dixon with a 1-out single here in the 6th.
Thought I saw 10 stolen bases, 5 caught in the minors this year for the young rookie, Eric Skoglund.
The 0-1. Way high, snap throw. And we got back.
You got to watch with Salvi Perez back there. He loves that. Machado didn't return immediately, so that was close play. Sometimes they'll throw a pitch ahead of strike, so it's a semi pitch out right there.
Missed outside.
Now I would consider it right here. This guy's throwing. He was going to want to throw a strike. Nick hits behind the runner. He's hit 2 balls over there tonight. Maybe try and force him to hit it on the ground. You got the big hole over there on second, between second and the first baseman. Hosmer holding the runner.
Nick fouls it away.
Certainly wouldn't do it 2-2. Might have him running on 3-2, however.
Neither team really with many scoring opportunities. For the Tigers, they had a walk and a single with 2 outs in the first, but J.D. Martinez struck out. And at that time, Skoglund wanted to retire 14 straight before the single here in the 6th. Another foul as Castellanos stays alive.
Throwing Nick tight on the inside part of the plate.
Skoglund in this game has had a 7-pitch inning and an 8-pitch inning, which has helped out his pitch count tonight. It's at 73 right now. Swing and a tip. Barely stays alive.
Yep. Felt that one to the thumb, huh? Look, this hits him right on the thumb. He felt that. It might be a little sore than he wants it tomorrow. Your catchers get to get back in there and catch another one, huh?
It's amazing how much pounding catchers take. Night in and night out.
If something hurts, you just got to act like it doesn't.
Salvador Perez has been very durable.
You ever like kick a nightstand or something when you walk into the house dark?
Yeah, that hurts for a while.
Go, oh, oh.
No.
What do you do?
I don't say ooh, ooh.
You just act like it didn't happen, like a catcher then.
Again, the 2-2, and it's lined right to third. Moustakas hauls it in, and Machado got back to first base.
Well, there's 2 people that the fans really love. Moose, and you can hear him saying Moose. And Whit Merrifield as well. And this ball is right to Moustakas. You got to read that. Machado did a good job of shutting it down and getting back.
Nick thought he had a base hit. Maybe more. Ball was hit so hard. So here is Cabrera. A strikeout in the 4th, a walk in the 1st.
Machado, no chance he'll be going anywhere. You're going to let this big fella hit.
Ball 1.
Biggie walked, struck out in the 2nd, and is motivated to get him here.
15 of 16 retired now by Eric Skoglund. Matched up in a pitching duel with Justin Verlander in his first major league start. Miggy fouls one back out of play. 1-1.
Now, I was just talking about how Machado would not be going because if Miguel is up, you don't want to take the bat out of his hand. However, good opportunity if the time was good enough to go first move. Royals are thinking the same thing. If he threw one over there, I think he would not double the throw.
Outside, 2-1.
It's only like a 1-3 seconds from the time the pitcher moves to the time it hits the catcher's glove. That is not good enough. Not a lengthy enough time to get a stolen base on Salvador Perez.
Where do you want to be?
With Perez at 1-4.
The 2-1. Whistled foul.
That caught somebody.
2-2. One appears to be okay. A sore hand. That's about it.
Look at all the ladies there giving him the grief. He didn't catch it.
I think it's going to hurt tomorrow morning when he wakes up. Fly ball down the right field line. That is going to slice to the corner. And anything hit down that way, there is very little foul ground. You can hook one or slice one inside that pole down there.
That would be nice. You know, that track used to be like a rubberized surface. You remember that this field was all turf, and the track used to be a rubberized surface. This is a really tough field to play on. Hard on your body, really hot, bouncy, and those balls down in the corner, they would go inside the parkish. You have to really tackle them.
Ball high now, 3-2 on Cabrera.
Your Machado, you got to make sure he goes. Delivers the ball to home plate. 3 steps and a peek. Want to peek in towards the home plate after you take off, so you can see where the ball goes.
This is only the third 3-ball count that Skoglund has had tonight. Pitch count starting to elevate now. A 7-pitch at bat for Cabrera.
82 pitches.
But if you're Ned Yost, you've got to be excited about what you're getting tonight out of Skoglund.
Oh, he's done a heck of a job. Real excited.
And again, the 3-2. Ground ball, shortstop side, Escobar planting, long throw, got him. Oh, what a play by Escobar.
Veteran play. Got his feet underneath him, got his hand and arm on top, threw a strike across the diamond.
No runs, a hit, 1 man left.
Alcides Escobar, that's a good veteran play here. Miguel has a good at bat. Look at him. He doesn't rush it, gets it on top, right over the top, 4-seamer. Easy for Hosmer to put it away, and a good pitcher react from the young kid, Eric Skoglund. And this game is getting tighter and tighter, if it can get tighter here as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
And Escobar will lead things off. And while it's been a very bad season offensively for Escobar, he continues to bring his glove. He'll be followed by Moustakas and Kane. Ground ball left side, base hit. And found a hole, the leadoff man on here in the 6th. First hit of the ball game for Escobar.
Bit of a hanger right there. JV hit the curveball. Escobar hung in there. Justin usually goes to some of his off-speed pitches as he progresses into the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at bats, facing the opponents. Escobar's having a good inning, huh?
Yeah, the great defensive play, and now a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th.
Need a double play.
Moustakas has put the ball on the ground twice in this game. He's 0 for 2. Moustakas this year has knocked into 3 double plays. Right back up the middle into center field. Escobar hits the bag at second. He'll stop there. Back-to-back singles for the Royals. Time for a game break now. Here's Matt Shepard. Yeah, I gotta go with the Red Sox. I think Simo said their pitching has been the best. Here's a hard hit ground ball that should be 2, and it is. Kane hits a bullet right at Iglesias, and that came in handy.
You
2 outs now.
Kane and handy, or Kane and handy? Well, it was. We doubled him off last night. Here's a one-hopper. It's a bit of good fortune, but the previous pitch, base hit by Moustakas, was a ground ball up the middle. Nicely played.
So now here is Hosmer with 2 outs. Verlander gets the ground ball, albeit very sharply hit right at a defender. Got to get this 3rd out though, as Hosmer stands in 0 for 2 with a couple of grounders. Ball 1.
Pulled them both. This is where JV likes to go to that get me over breaking ball right here sometimes. Guy like Hosmer though may be waiting for it. Got to make sure you get it down in the zone. You're going to throw it. Well, there's some bat speed there, huh?
He does not get cheated at all. Peter Moylan starting to warm up now for the Royals. They have gotten 6 sparkling innings out of Skoglund. No runs, 2 hits. Tigers got to that Royals bullpen last night in a big way. Way high, 2 balls and 1 strike, 97 again from JV.
Yeah, JV's gonna, he gets in this part of the game, he's going to give everything he's got. Tigers have Victor, JD, and Jay up. Due up next inning. Hicks after that, and then Jacoby, all righties, so that's why you see Moylan in there. Very tough on the right-handers. Ned Yost thinking ahead for his ball club when they play the defensive side this inning.
Little looper into center field. That's going to drop in a base hit. Hosmer has an RBI single, and we have our first run of the game. 19th RBI for Hosmer. Wasn't hit all that hard, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's been getting hits.
Clutch 2-out knock for the Royals.
Looked like a slider right there. Didn't do much. Got over the middle of the plate, and he got it. So somebody finally gets on the board.
And here is Salvador Perez. Little foul one back out of play.
You got to stop it right here.
What a job tonight from Skoglund. His teammates have given him a run. Here's the 0-1. Perez fouls it away. Well, despite Perez's great numbers against Verlander in his career, he is 0 for 2 against him tonight. 2 ground balls to the shortstop.
Good pitching, tough, mixing it up, crowding him a bit. Both sides of the plate.
It'll dive in and low. Perez played in the World Baseball Classic with Team Venezuela this year. Here's the 1-2. It'll chopper toward third base. Nick has it. Off balance throw is in time. Cabrera held on to the bag. That'll end the inning. But the Royals get a run on the RBI hit by Hosmer. Coming up for the Tigers, you got Victor Martinez, JD, and then Justin Upton.
Bank game summary. Been really about a well-pitched game by a youngster, Eric Skoglund. Just totally got the Tigers off balance. Fastballs and sliders, curveballs. JV is good as well, keeping the Kansas City Royals off of the board, using both pitches. Even saw him throw some right-on-right changes, but they get to him. Escobar gets the leadoff single, and Eric Hosmer with the single there, and the Royals lead here in the top of the seventh, 1-0.
There's the comparison. 5 strikeouts for Skoglund, 4 for JV. Only 2 hits allowed by the rookie lefty, and he delivers strike 1 to Martinez. 16 of 17 have been retired by the lefty Skoglund.
Now, if Victor gets on right here, do you pinch run for me? I know generally you wouldn't in the 7th inning. This game's been pretty tight. It may be your best opportunity to try and get a run. Tigers on the bench. They have Mikey Matuk, Romine, Presley, and Alex Avila, who would not be a candidate. So I'm just kind of verbalizing that out loud. So those of you that are watching, make your pick. What do you do?
It'll go all the way to the backstop, 1-2. That's the conundrum that managers face, and especially Brad. He's had to do it over the last couple of years, knowing that Victor just does not run all that well. But if you get a gap shot, you need somebody that can score from first base.
The Tigers have just had a hard time putting some hits together tonight. Only 2 hits. So in general, he would not do it in the 7th. You would expect the spot to come back around in the 9th. But you got to tie it before you can move on to the next extra innings. So that might be your best chance.
Moylan, the right-hander, and Minor, the left-hander. Gave you the numbers last night. This Royals pen not nearly as dominant as it has been in the past. Without Wade Davis, Hochevar, Holland, they've all moved on.
They still got a pretty nasty closer, though.
Herrera, that is a foul ball. Line drive off the bat of Victor. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just saying, I'd have to give a good hard thought about going for that run right now. Top 7.
If it's the 8th inning, you do it for sure, right?
Yes.
7th inning, you're right. I mean, that at bat, good chance of it coming around again. Here's JD pacing on deck.
You got JD, then Jay Up, and John Hicks. Looks like they've got Moylan warming up in the pen. So maybe a pinch hit as well.
Into shallow left field, Gordon coming on. He'll get there.
Moot point.
Moot point indeed. 1 gone. This Saturday, the Tigers face the White Sox at 4:10 p.m. Be sure to arrive early for the special pregame on-field clinic hosted by Tigers players and coaches. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER and learn from the best.
It's good to for the kid.
And he's going to get a huge round of applause from the Royals faithful. He did a great job tonight.
He's taking all that in, I'll tell you that.
Wall side windows pitching change. Skoglund will never forget the rookie lefty in his major league debut, the first Royal to go 6 or more with no runs allowed in his debut since Jimmy Gobble back in '03. He got a huge round of applause for it. And now JD Martinez looks at a bender in for a strike from the new pitcher. That'll be Peter Moylan.
Now you asked me during the break why now. He's at 90 pitches, Skoglund, because Ned Yost has in his pocket before he goes to the game, this is the matchup he wants after the 6th inning. He wants Moylan on JD and Jay Up. He knows they both can hit the ball out of the park. JD has 2 at bats already off of the young kid Skoglund. He's done his job. He's going to get him out of there. This is a desirable matchup. This is what the metrics and the data all around the league is doing to managers nowadays.
Swing and a miss, and Martinez is out. Well, the data won that time. 2 gone.
Moylan throws a fastball and a slider at 78 mile an hour. This is what this is right here. Big old curveball, slow, 78 miles an hour. There you have it.
Well, he got that big double play from Martinez in the 7th inning to shut down that frame last night. Strikes him out tonight.
If you're a hitter, you might want to move closer to the pitcher. Schaap looks like he's fairly up front.
Pulled foul.
No, he does throw the fastball from the sidearm angle, about 90, 89, 90. That slider, he really takes a lot off. He's a seasoned vet as well. You know he was from Australia?
Moylan, yes, sir. There's a strike just like the Tigers. Warwick Supple, native Australians.
So now you're J-up, you're looking for that slider. What do you get? You get the heater. And that 90 looks like 95 at least. Come on, J-up.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He sweeps him away. Skoglund watching the bullpen get the job done. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch.
Justin Verlander back out there for the bottom of the 7th inning. You know, Mario, you hit on it earlier in this game about the Goochland, Virginia connection between Verlander and John Hicks behind the plate. Verlander, good buddies with his older brother Daniel. And, you know, of course, back in high school, John's always going out to the ballpark and watching his brother and JV go at it. Well, when JV got drafted, he said, hey, he told his other brother Daniel, hey, ask JV if he wants to pitch a bullpen session. I'll catch him. Now, mind you, at the time, John Hicks was still in high school at that time. That never happened. Tonight being the first time that John Hicks has ever caught Justin Verlander. He said, you know what? My older brother Daniel's probably more excited about it than Justin or I am.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, here are two guys that come from the same high school and really intertwined, as you mentioned, Johnny, with the JV knowing and playing with Hicks' older brother. And here they are in a major league game. And you saw him before the game, Hicks that is, and he thought it was pretty cool, but I'm sure his brother Daniel thinks it's really cool as well. You don't see it very often. And he just missed there.
Well, obviously Tigers in hold'em mode, down 1-0. Tigers are down to the last 6 outs. Kansas City down here at the bottom of the order with Jorge Bonifacio.
Now the 2-1. Slice to right field, base hit. Bonifacio goes the other way, and that'll be his 2nd hit of the night against Verlander.
Just gets a fastball down and away. Does a good job of staying on it.
Got action. Bullpen starting to stir for the Tigers.
2nd straight inning, leadoff man on.
Verlander has tied up Moss a couple of times. He has fanned him twice.
Bonifacio, no stolen bases. Probably will not be running. Going to leave that hole open for Brandon Moss to pull the ball on the ground through.
Royals now have 6 hits. Tigers have managed only 2 tonight. Low and away, 1-1. JV 100.
JV right there, like you said, 100. What does that mean? That's a number for a lot of younger pitchers, but not for JV. He's got a lot left in his tank, but you do watch. Is he still throwing a high percentage of strikes? Is he still not hanging his breaking ball? That's what makes you decide whether you want to go. Your first wish is to let JV stay in there and get a win, at least drop the hook. But if you start seeing the breaking ball hanging, the changeup staying up in the zone, you're going to have to get him out of there.
Leone and Hardy winding up in the Detroit bullpen. Verlander's gone as many as 119 this year. Fouled away. Justin still has that mid-90s fastball here in the 7th inning. Tigers trail 1-0. Moss batting only 186. Bonifacio was about a step off the bag and dives back in there easily.
Can't see him on the move. Nobody out, so you can knock anything down. Outfielders, you got to play it. Make sure you pick it up. Don't drop the ball if it comes to you.
What kind of conversation is going on right now between Gene Lamont and Brad Ausmus in that Tigers dugout?
Well, they're looking at the lineup. If this happens, what about this? If this happens, what about this? I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios that you can dream up. He strikes this guy out, and Merrifield is up. What do you want to do? You always got to ask yourself, what happens if the next guy doesn't get on, or the next guy doesn't get on, or vice versa? Sparky used to tell us, you think every inning, if the first 2 guys get on, what are you going to do? Because it happens quick.
Sure.
I mean, you can hit a guy, and the guy can get a hit on the next pitch, and you're 2 guys in. So that's how the game kind of speeds up. That's why you see him talking it out right now. Because if you don't make a decision in advance, or you don't predict what's going to happen, that's when you get caught having the game speed up on you and you don't make a wise decision. You want to think it out well, have conviction in your decision, and then go with it.
And JV got him looking, and Moss can't believe it.
Just been pounding him in his kitchen all night.
Moss letting Tim Timmons have it. Time now for the Unlimited Baseball Break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Some notes from around the major leagues. Mike Trout out 6 to 8 weeks now with a torn ligament that is left up.
That first slide, there's a debate on that. Cody Bellinger, 9 home runs, tied for most in the Dodgers history for a rookie in a single month. Uh-oh, somebody in trouble there?
Strickland suspended 6 games. Harper suspended 4 games. Undisclosed fines for both of those two. They were involved in that fracas.
That was a pretty good one there, the fracas.
It was a really good fracas. Strickland hit Harper, who then charged the mound.
I wonder what people think about that. It's kind of the hockey used to have. They had to make that decision with they were allowed to scrap. And baseball is kind of fighting with that, whether it's good for the game or not as well.
Runner goes and is tapped foul.
What do you think everybody feels like?
It's a really good question. I think, hockey is such a different animal than baseball is. I don't know if I mean, I'm sure there's an element of folks out there that find it exciting when somebody charges them out and the bench is empty, but I don't see the value in it. I don't know how it's good for the game. And I'm sure most teams feel the same way, especially with the money they've invested in these players.
So they definitely want to protect their players. I think if you could predict nobody would get hurt, it's okay.
Fly ball right field. JD Martinez has a beat on this one, and Bonifacio will retreat.
The other thing is you don't want to promote violence, so
True.
how do you not do that? But you know, at the same time, if somebody drills you, you should have the right to go out there and let them know you didn't appreciate it. So it's a fine line. I don't know. It's been that way forever. You've always been able to go out and settle the score. But now there seems to be a movement by some that they want to see it change.
Well, here is Gordon now with 2 outs. Ground ball and a fly ball for Gordon. Ball 1. Royals got a run in the 6th on the 2-out RBI single by Hosmer.
Just got to believe right now if the Tigers can hold the Royals down that we're going to score 2 runs and we're going to win this game.
Based on what they did to the Royals pen last night, you definitely have to believe. Good pitch. Tigers last night had 12 hits. What a difference a night makes. You look at the pitching matchup tonight, you see Verlander against a rookie. Tigers had 12 hits last night. You're thinking, I like our chances.
But they scored him in 2 innings.
Good point.
So that's why I'm banking on a big inning coming up. Ooh, he had him leaning.
Ooh, yeah, he was spinning those wheels getting back.
You know, if they leave Moylan in the game, which I don't know that they can. He's been throwing a lot. Hicks, Jacoby Jones, Iglesias. Then up for Machado. You're Brad Ausmus. Do you like those matchups? You've only got 4 guys on the bench down to your last 6 outs. I thought Brad did a really good job last night of utilizing the people that he had on the bench when he got the lead. He put virtually everybody in. Moved Romine over to third base. Got JD out of the game. Machado moved. And you know, he put his best defense in there as he could. The Wilson brothers, well, they're not brothers, but you know what I mean. Similar last name, Alex. And then Justin. And I don't know how you would do it any different. And hopefully he can pull some good buttons in his last 2 innings to get the Tigers the lead.
One ball, 1 strike. Gordon. Strike called, and Gordon didn't like it, but that was clearly on the edge. 1-2.
How many pitches you think Tim Timmons has missed today? If you just guess.
I already guessed maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah. I looked at the data before, and he was an even guy. Like he basically didn't impact the game at all with his missed calls or either way, like where he called a ball a strike or a strike a ball.
I think it's harder for umpires these days in terms of how they're evaluated and really scrutinized, especially now with replay.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, we scrutinize everything every day, everywhere we go, right?
That's right.
Join the fun. Give a good, honest effort. I mean, you can't care about that. That's all you can do. Be the best you can be. The old John Wooden quote.
Gordon pulls one foul and broke his bat.
Now, we were talking about Alex Gordon, you know, how he's not getting to the fastball. This looks like his swings is a little longer right here, and he breaks the bat. He's got to come all the way around. We're going to slow this down. Comes all the way around. See it right out the label. So the swing just isn't quite as short as it probably once was in his prime physically. But he has the mentality, I'm telling you, to fix that. Just a little adjustment here or there, and he's still playing every day. Now, this guy used to lead off, right?
He sure did.
I mean, for many years. Now he's ninth. Admire him for his career and efforts.
176 coming in the average column this year, and there's Verlander again throwing to first base. Gordon, of course, the guy that came up as a third baseman, had a lot of pressure put on him, the comparisons to George Brett, and nobody really wants that. Then he moved to the outfield and his career took off. JV missing outside, even the count now 2-2.
114 pitches. 1-run ball so far. Got to find a way to get through this inning.
And he missed again. That slider right at the back foot of Gordon, but he wouldn't offer. 3-2. Brad telling Cabrera to play behind the runner.
Now, you know, this is the decision you make. You play behind him and he gets a bigger jump. Does he score? But then you get to put Miggy back behind. If you're the runner there, you want to get cheating off.
There he goes on 3-2. High fly ball. Shallow right field. Machado back. And Dixon makes the catch to end the inning. No runs to hit. One man left. 7 in the books. Tigers baseball tonight. Presented by Bell Tire. Royals in a tight one here. The Tigers have managed only 2 hits in this game. Mario and Kirk back here at the ballpark. And Gibby tonight kind of touched on it. You figured the Tigers had a bit of an advantage tonight with JV, but Eric Skoglund in his major league debut, pretty good.
The young kid pitched exceptional. He was very deceiving. You could tell Tigers' balance and timing was off all night, and he gave him some 6 good innings. They brought in Peter Moylan, who's really tough on the right. He's got through JD and Jay Up, and now they're going to Mike Minor. It's a good game. One run game. Tigers are still in it. Got to play solid defense and make the most of your opportunities. There'll be a couple along the way here.
Wall side windows pitching changes. Mike Minor checks in now for the Royals.
He came in last night, gave it up a bit. Hopefully it happens again.
There's a bunt attempt by Hicks that goes foul.
John Hicks trying to think, how can I get on base? Trying to get that leadoff guy on. He can also hit the ball out of the park.
Now the 0-1. Ground ball to third, right at Moustakas. Easy hop there, and he throws him out.
They were playing the line.
1 away. Now, Tigers Lining Fridays party pack is available for all Friday home games. Package includes a game ticket and a voucher for a 20-ounce beer, starting as low as $19 while supplies last. For tickets, go to Tigers.com. Check out the Lining Fridays party pack. Not a whole lot for the Tiger fans to cheer about tonight, at least to this point.
Can have a pinch hitter, it looks like.
Mikey Matuk will bat for Jacoby Jones.
Been swinging the bat decent lately. don't know if you noticed that Moustakas was over there on the line. The Royals have decided to move their third baseman over, take away the double down there. They're willing to give up a single in the 5-6 hole. So right here, they're willing to give that. They're willing to give this up here. They're not going to give this up. That's the last one's a 2-bagger. First one's only a single. So the philosophy is it takes 3 singles to score a run versus a double and a single. They feel that their staff can hold the Tigers to no 3 singles in a row.
0-2 on Mikey Matuk. That one just missed up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See Salvador Perez right there got what he wanted. He wanted it up top. And that messes with the hitter too. Sometimes they do it and deke you.
And he got him looking. Strike 3 called on Matuk. 2 away.
Pretty good breaking ball right here. Mikey gave up on it. Looks like it's going to be outside. It's what they call backdoor. You give up on it, you think, oh, that's a fastball. That's way outside, and then it breaks late. That'll leave it up to Jose Iglesias. Swinging the bat pretty good. 391 over his last 7 games coming into tonight's game. However, is 0 for 2.
Couple of pop-ups, 1 to first and 1 to second. Iggy looks at a strike. Dixon Machado is on deck. Tigers have Presley, Avila, and Romine remaining on their bench.
Miners appears to be a little sharper tonight than last night. Alex Wilson getting ready in the bullpen.
Miner came on last night, gave up a 2-run double and a 3-run homer. That's sliced toward right field, sinking, and it's going to drop. Base hit. A 2-out single for Iglesias. So the Tigers have the tying run on. Little looper to right field.
Oh, the little fiddle. Alan Trammell was really good at it, but you see they're playing him in. But he just drops it in there. Good hard turn by Iglesias. Sees nobody behind him.
Only the 3rd Tigers hit of the night. He's going to bring up Machado.
Get back. Well, they've got the good closer in Herrera. You got to wonder whether he's not up. I think he'd bring him in for a 4-out save if he needed to. However, the Tigers man on first, 2 outs, still no action in the Royals bullpen.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right now everything's quiet, so apparently that is not something Ned Yost wants to do, to bring Herrera in for a 4-out save.
Now, finished product for your player right here. Iglesias on first. Somehow can you find a way to get to second, get into scoring position. Miner's throwing 2 in a row over, and quick pitch team there on the 3rd pitch. Very quick. Been in the game a while.
Machado had a single in the 6th. He was 1 for 3. Skoglund retired 7 of the final 18 batters that he faced before departing. Missing high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can see the Tigers 3 hits. Iglesias, Victor, and Machado.
Runner goes. They got him picked off. The tag is going to be in time, and Iglesias is out. That'll end the inning. No runs, one hit, nobody left. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. And by Tim Hortons. Purchase coffee at a Tim Hortons on May 31st. Send a deserving child to camp. Back here at Kauffman Stadium as we go to the 9th inning. Alex Wilson is on now, the bottom of the 8th, I should say, as Wilson delivers to Escobar down low. Wallside Windows pitching change for Wilson. 24th appearance of the year for the right-hander. Little number right back to the mound. Escobar is out.
Here's the 1-800-CALL-SAM. Call the game. Alex Wilson. I mean, this guy, we think of things to talk about. This guy's been lights out. He's always ahead in the count. He's got late action on all of his pitches. Doesn't throw 95. You see that late, tight spin. Hitters do not pick it up. He's been money. And that's the call of the game, getting him in here, trying to keep this game knotted up at 1-0 through the bottom of the 8th. The Tigers can score 4 and win 4-1.
Mikey Matuk stays in the game out in center field. He got us winning 4-1.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Wilson's ERA, by the way, in the month of May is under 1. And I would say in some ways underappreciated because of what you talk about. Doesn't have that high octane heater.
He can throw lots of innings.
Look out.
Mostly fastball. Right around 92 miles an hour. The cutter, he throws 32% of the time, 88 miles an hour. But I'm telling you, you don't pick that pitch up, and his ball moves regardless of where it's at. He'll drop a curveball in there occasionally, but he's just always around the zone. He's always on the edges, on the edge, breaking off the edge, breaking on. He's been really good.
0-2. There's Kelvin Herrera and the 3 batters that are due up. Moustakas in this game, a single and 3 at bats.
See if he doesn't come tight inside with the cutter. Moustakas really getting those arms out.
Again, the 0-2.
Looks like they're trying to throw him up in the zone. You can see on Fox Tracks 3 high fastballs.
Tigers got, or I should say the Royals got the game's only run when they had 2 singles to lead off the 6th, but Kane bounced into a double play against Verlander. That left Escobar at third when Hosmer blooped a single into right center, scoring the game's only run so far. 1-2. He used to be a guy that would walk around the stadium here when Moustakas came in with big old antlers on his head.
For a moose?
For moose.
You can do that this time of year, I guess.
The 0-2. Driven to right field down the line. That ball is hooking foul.
Jammed him. There's that little cutter. So if you're the hitter, you're looking, you're thinking, here comes the inside fastball, but it's going to move in about 2-3 inches real late. Just saws him. Remember Mariano Rivera, right?
Absolutely.
His was even better than Alex's, but Alex has really developed this pitch well.
There's always been that question, why couldn't anybody duplicate that pitch or the success that Rivera had? For some reason, he was the master of that pitch and threw it better than anybody.
Why do you think?
I don't know.
The fingers, the grip, and the finger pressure. The alignment of the fingers and the ability to apply pressure, and obviously he had a very lively release. You could look for it and it'd still come, and it still just saw you off.
Swing and a miss. Moustakas flat-footed swing there. 2 gone.
So how many pitches did you see Alex throw Moustakas inside? He gives, he doesn't give, he just pounds him in, then he goes away. And here's an after the fact swing right there. We'll take a look at the at bat. Start him off from outside. Then he comes in, finishes him. So there's a method to that sequence, and it worked.
Here is Lorenzo Cain, who takes ball 1. Joaquim Soria, who used to pitch for the Tigers, currently on the Royals for his second stint, was taught the cutter by Mariano Rivera. He threw it for a while, but nobody has approached the success that Rivera had with it. In there, a strike called. 1-1.
Said he has an ability, you know, the way his fingers and hands and wrist and his arm and shoulder, just the dynamics of his levers, they all work together, and then you put that finger pressure in the angles of the fingers. You move it off the seam a little bit, on the seam. It makes it all different pitches, but they're really thrown the same way.
Makes it a Hall of Fame pitch.
Well, he's there.
2-1 on Cain.
I was at a banquet with him actually in 2011. And to hear him talk, he really is a very appreciative guy of the game and the culture and the history of the game. Very impressive.
Drilled toward the gap in left center field. That's going to find some real estate up against the wall. Cain will hit the bag at second and hold with a double. 2-out, 2-base hit for Lorenzo Cain.
This one's out over the middle of the plate, kind of hangs a little bit. Cain's been backlegging a lot. Mikey does a good job. It's a good throw to the cutoff man right here. Nice long carry into Iglesias. And Cain probably, had there been 1 out, may have tried for third, but you don't want to make the third out at third, so he held up.
So
go ahead.
Here is Hosmer now, who drove in the game's only run back in the 6th. And it was with a bloop single off Justin Verlander. Brad coming out now to have a quick chat with Wilson.
Yeah, you got to ask yourself, do you like Hosmer or do you like Perez? Well, Hosmer has been the hottest Royal for the month of May. Salvio Perez, 173 off of left-handers, 306 with the 919 OPS right-handed. So I mean, Alex is better against righties than he is lefties. But so is Salvador Perez better against righties. So who do you want? Do you want Hosmer? Do you want Perez?
The decisions the skipper has to make, and I'm sure he got some input there from Wilson. See what they do with Hosmer here.
Yeah, Brad just wanted to know, what are you thinking? If they're going to walk him, they would have put him on, but not going to do that.
One and 0 on Eric Hosmer. 1 run, 7 hits for KC. No runs, 3 hits for the Tigers. Kane, a big run at second. Strike call. Timmons has been giving that inside corner.
Inconsistent. Alex very good at hitting his spots.
Now the 1-1. Hosmer had a hit, 1 and 2.
Hosmer has a very long stride, but he keeps his hands back.
Here's the 1-2. Low ball 2. Leon still throwing in the Detroit bullpen. Kelvin Herrera in the Royals pen ready to go. It's a matter of what the lead will be for KC in the 9th. That'll dart low and in. Full count now, 3-2. There's Perez lurking on deck. Lorenzo Cain, 2-out, 2-base hit here in the 8th. Ground ball towards second. Machado has it there, and that'll end the inning. So nothing comes of the 2-out double. We are headed to the 9th inning in Kansas City. Tigers need a run. Miggy due up third against Herrera. All right, gentlemen, Tigers down by a run. Kelvin Herrera is in to try and save it for Skoglund. The flame-throwing right-hander.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. 11 out of 13 on the saves. He's got the express, 98 miles an hour. Change up very good, and a good slider. Tigers are going to counter with Alex Avila for Dixon Machado.
And Avila looks at a strike on the outer edge at 99.
Looked outside.
Avila agrees with you. Good numbers this year for Avila, 323. Alex is also 4 for 4 as a pinch hitter this year. That's a little outside.
Well, he got the first one. He went out there just a little farther to see if he could do it again. Did not get that call. Alex had a little word after that first one, hoping to get a little better shake, make it be on the corner from here on out.
Now that one looked high, and the body language by Avila is like, come on, man.
Look at Timmons is giving it to him too.
Yeah.
This looked borderline high as well. Been a tough at bat, let's put it that way. 1-2 count. I hope they never take away the umpires though.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes. One away. RBI Baseball 2017 returns. Fast-paced pick-up and play Major League Baseball action featuring your favorite teams, players, ballparks, and more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and your mobile devices. RBIGame.com for more info. All right, here's Castellanos, who has had success and a lot of it against Kelvin Herrera. 5 for 7 against Herrera.
2 doubles.
He is 0 for 3 in this game. Ball 1 high. High octane again from Herrera, upper 90s.
Okay, you want to stay off that ball that's up on top of the zone. It's going to be hard to catch up to that. But obviously, as firm as it is, you're going to make you're going to expand the zone a little bit, but you do have to look down. Changeup will be down. See another one up top.
2-0. Herrera has converted 11 of his last 12.
Got to believe he's going to have a heater here.
Skoglund looks on. Bouncing ball to short. Escobar has it there. And there are 2 gone. Well, this is what you come to the ballpark for. Heavyweight matchup here. Cabrera and Herrera. In a 1-0 game. Miggy 0 for 2 with a walk. High octane against a guy that is, well, one of the best in the business.
Tigers have been shut out 4 times this year, 3 of them on the road. But they also are 4-1 against left-handed starters on the road.
Fouled away 0-1.
98.
Having a chat now with I don't know who. Two out, nobody on in the 9th. Tigers trail by 1. The 0-1 pitch. Cabrera sends a high fly ball to right field down the line. Bonifacio coming over. He can't get it back into the seats.
Well, I think that ball was into the seats. If they reach over, they can call it interference. That'd be a tough call, a way to lose a game. $21,864 fans on their feet now, wanting the final out.
7 career game-tying homers in the 9th or later for Miguel. Had a rip.
He hasn't thrown anything but fastballs. It just gets harder. He started off about 97. The last pitch, 99. As a hitter, though, you know you got to get the bat head there quickly. He leaves you susceptible. Or if Herrera hangs it, hopefully Miggy bangs it out of the park.
Got him, strike 3. He threw him a slider and struck him out looking.
Tough game to lose right here. 1-0.
1-0 the final. Now we'll send you to the Coliseum Studios. Matt Shepard standing by with Tigers live postgame.